Thank you, David. Thank you, Michael. Good morning. Welcome to the Lake Chapala Unitarian Universalist Fellowship. My name is Susan Miller, and I will be your lay leader this morning. Our homily will be delivered by Carol Johnson. Right now, with me here in the studio today, we have Charlie Jacobs, Kat Barnett, Richard Clark, and Reverend Matt, and I'd like to say a special word of appreciation to Reverend Matthew for having technical skills, like bow hunting, like computer hacking. Those of you who know Napoleon Dynamite will know that. We have one announcement today. There will be a chat room discussion on Zoom Wednesday at 9:30 a.m. Please look for an email with information about that meeting. Okay, now it is time for us to light our chalice. Our chalice lighting today is adapted from a script by Reverend Andy Pakula. Let this light remind us of the sacred flame of life that blazes within, constant, yet ever-changing, burning, yet never consumed. O inner light, lead our minds to greater understanding, lead our hearts to love more fully, and lead our hands to create justice. Please light your chalice at home, and please sing along as we do with our opening chalice lighting words.
Good morning, everyone. The service today is a brief discussion of Taoism, an ancient philosophy/religion originating in China. Our opening words are from the Tao Te Ching, considered to be the foundational scripture of Taoism. This work was written and or compiled by Lao Tzu around 400 BC and consists of 81 short chapters. Here's chapter 44, and it's a good introduction for us this morning. The translation is by Stephen Miller. There was something formless and perfect before the universe was born. It is serene, empty, solitary, unchanging, infinite, eternally present. It is the mother of the universe. For lack of a better name, I call it the Tao. It flows through all things, inside and outside, and returns to the origin of all things. The Tao is great. The universe is great. Earth is great. Man is great. These are the four great powers. Man follows Earth. Earth follows the universe follows the Tao follows only itself.
Each week, we take time to remind ourselves that we belong to a community in which we each care for each other. We do this by sharing any significant joys or sorrows in our lives. Joys that are too great for one heart to hold, sorrows that are too much for one heart to endure, local and world events which call upon us to bear witness. In our daily sharing, Matt has invited people to email joys and sorrows to be read at our service. Several people have sent them in. We're going to begin with joys. Whatever you may be celebrating, whatever evokes a feeling of joy or peace for yourself or others. We have some joys from Lou Crippen. My joy is in announcing that yesterday, Saturday, was Trudy's and my 50th wedding anniversary. I'm still amazed that she agreed to marry me. We had planned to celebrate with a party and taco bar at our home. The guest list was well over 100. In the end, we celebrated by having dinner delivered from Nanette and a couple of Zoom toasts from family and friends. Also on April 4th was Colleen Beery's birthday. You are welcome to type any other joys in the chat box. Now let us recall our concerns and sorrows, whatever you or the world may be holding that is in need of our healing and caring thoughts. Again, we have some sorrows and concerns that were emailed earlier. From Linda Jessen. Please light a candle of sorrow for my 57-year-old cousin who just passed away March 30th of cancer. Michael?
Please light a candle for my brother-in-law who was admitted into the hospital in Boca Raton on Friday. He was tested for pneumonia and the COVID-19 virus, both of which he's got. He's comfortable, but we're rooting for him.
You are welcome to type other sorrows and concerns in the chat box. In the hearts of love and in the spirit of prayer, we give thanks for this time together, where our joys may be magnified and our sorrows may be lessened. Blessed be. And this candle, provided by our care team, represents those sorrows that are too raw, too difficult for us to share aloud. We will light this candle for those sorrows which remain present but left unspoken. Our hymn today is number 134, Our World is One World. Michael will play a short introduction and we will sing 4 verses.
Today's meditation is another bit of Taoist wisdom and an activity that we can all participate in as a congregation. So please sit comfortably, close your eyes, and follow along with this 3-minute segment from a longer guided meditation led by Taoist practitioner Ben Perry.
Be open. Open yourself to the Tao, the gateway to truth. Embrace insight. The Tao. It is everything and nothing, hidden but ever present. You can't see it, hear it, or touch it, but you can embody it. You cannot comprehend it, but you can live it. Be flexible. Release your rigid nature. Allow yourself to be shaped by the Tao. Flow without forcing. Devote yourself to the natural rhythms of the universe. Be present. If your attention is on the now, there is no need to compare or compete. Remain at the center. Release illusions. Fear is a phantom. Be aware. Release the ego's need to control. Let intuition be your guide. Illuminate the darkness of ignorance.
When times were more normal, I offered to Richard, and by extension to the Sunday Service Committee, to deliver a talk on Chinese Taoism. I've been interested in this philosophy since college, and it was the first genuine spiritual path that I investigated. Before that, my only interaction with religion was from attending services at a couple of Protestant denominations. There were references to the big guy in the sky, but no one seemed to be interested in knowing who this big guy was, or how did he get there. I actually got my edition of the Tao Te Ching for its beautiful black and white nature photos. But then I started reading it. The first verse of the Tao Te Ching says, "The Tao that can be told is not the eternal Tao. The name that can be named is not the eternal name." My 20-year-old mind was blown by that statement. That means that whatever it is, we can't access it through our minds. Is this what they meant by God while they were showing pictures of the big guy in the sky? This is similar to the concept of Brahman in Hinduism, where, according to Hindu scripture, words and thoughts turn back, unable to grasp. Think about that for a second. They're saying that there's an ultimate reality that we can't understand with our minds. How intriguing. I'm engaged in the challenge of breaking through that barrier that says my mind can't understand. Wish me luck. So, Taoism, spelled with a T, pronounced with a D. The philosophy of Taoism contains a lot of wisdom for us, for all time, and particularly during this stressful time. Our opening words this morning introduced you to the concept of the Tao. Commonly translated as the way, the Tao is variously described as the source of all creation, the ultimate nature of reality, the truth of the universe. The Tao is the way in which all things pursue their course. Even though we can't quite grasp the Tao, there are some key concepts that help us understand. A common symbol of Taoism is yin and yang, sometimes pronounced yin and yang, a figure I'm sure most of you have seen. And we may see it soon. There it is. Okay. Sometimes this is described as a battle of opposites, black and white fighting for dominance. Yang is said to be positive, male, active, logical, hot, and hard, while yin is negative, female, passive, intuitive, cold, and soft. Parenthetically, I think whoever signed these values was having a fight with his wife that day. But a metaphor of value would be an inaccurate explanation of all the Taoist sentiment. Correctly understood, yin and yang are seen to represent the workings of the natural world and all existence, where all processes are actually complementary, interconnected, interdependent, and contain an internal intelligence, forming a dynamic system in which the whole is greater than the assembled parts. In Taoism, the universe is an intelligent organism with no controlling center. There are no real opposites. There's always a little yin within yang, and vice versa. Everything is always seeking balance. There are, of course, other important Taoist concepts to be understood for a comprehensive treatment of this subject, and this introductory talk doesn't even scratch the surface of the philosophy. For instance, there's the concept of qi, which is described as the universal energy that comes from the Tao. It permeates all of creation. It is said that the basic material of everything that exists is an aspect of qi. Qi animates life and furnishes the functional power of events. Qi is the root of the human body. Its quality and movement determine human health. There is a normal or healthy amount of qi in every person, and health manifests in its balance and harmony, its moderation and smoothness of flow, according to author Livia Cohn. The practices of Tai Chi, acupuncture, and Qigong operate to move qi around the body. Nearly all techniques in traditional Chinese medicine are based on the concept of qi. Another important concept is Wu Wei, which translates as active non-action or passive non-resistance. A successful Taoist life is gained by honoring the wisdom of Wu Wei, recognizing the alignment with the rhythms of the nature of the elements, both within and outside our bodies, and not trying to disrupt them. It's a kind of ebb and flow and effortless surrender to the natural cycles of the world. But what is important today is that the Taoist way offers us some profound advice for living our lives, now and always. I hope you all know Winnie the Pooh, because if you didn't, you had a sad childhood. You may have heard of the book, The Tao of Pooh. The author, Benjamin Hoff, illustrates how the characters that inhabit Winnie the Pooh's world have tendencies that lead to inharmonious outcomes. But Winnie the Pooh himself does not think or ponder about things. He just does them. Things always work out for Pooh because of this. Pooh works along with nature, and he does not try to interfere. Pooh leads a simple life. To a Taoist, right living consists of going with the flow. Let everything take its natural course. Don't try to push the river, but let it flow naturally. Don't resist that which is inevitable. Seek to live in balance with everything around you. Seek balance in your interactions with others. Seek balance in your diet and your activities and your meditation. Let's apply the principles of Taoism to get through this coronavirus challenge. I came upon a recent article by Professor Andrew Fiala, published in the Sacramento Bee, that addresses this beautifully. I'm going to quote extensively from it. Andrew Fiala writes, "Compassion, simplicity, and patience were celebrated as the three treasures or three jewels of Taoism. The wisdom of Taoism teaches us to be yielding, flexible, and resilient. These three virtues are essential in a time of crisis. Without compassion, we end up isolated and alone. Compassion is the root of human connection. Others need our support just as we need theirs. We are all in this together. If we do not value simplicity, we will bristle at the restrictions imposed upon us by this crisis. Without simplicity, we fail to find contentment in what we have. Right now, we can enjoy all sorts of things: humor and friendship, natural beauty, art, music, and knowledge. Finally, patience allows us to endure hardship without losing hope. In a crisis, quick decisions are important, but quick action must not lose sight of the long run. Fortitude, persistence, and hope make things better. Let's learn from this present crisis to live better than when things get back to normal. Or, better yet, let's imagine a new normal." Still quoting from Andrew Fiala, "For a while now, it has seemed that our way of life has been unbalanced. The planet is groaning under the weight of human consumption. Our political life is polarized. The truth has been lost under blizzards of bull." Yeah, Andrew Fiala said that, bull. "This mandatory pause in ordinary life, our viral sabbatical, is an opportunity to rebalance things and build better habits. Let's learn to enjoy simple goods and reduce overconsumption. Let's work to develop patience and forbearance. And let's view this crisis as an opportunity to unearth the treasures of wisdom." And that ends the quote. So, let's all be Taoists right now. As we are forced into virtual community, let's remember that resistance to our situation will only make it more unpleasant. Let's make the best of our lives by embracing the present with goodwill and flexibility. And let's visualize a better world coming out of this trying time. A gentler world where people are more important than profits, where caring for the planet takes urgent priority, where justice prevails. And let's stay safe out there.
Let us now extinguish our common and individual chalices with these words, which we read together. We extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we keep in our hearts and share in all our world. The postlude will be presented by David Hudnall and Michael Reason, the song Imagine. Our closing words are from the Tao Te Ching, chapter 44. Be content with what you have. Rejoice in the way things are. When you realize there is nothing lacking, the whole world belongs to you. We're going to take a break for a couple minutes first, and then please join us for discussion and get yourself a cup of coffee. Oh, I'm sorry, there's no discussion. Just go ahead and have coffee anyway.